Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video, 6 months since I retired and stepped off stage, hung up those trunks. 6 months to last look like that. So I thought today I'd do a little update video really on just my mindset, what I've kind of done over the last 6 months, how I'm feeling, and kind of what the short-term future looks like for me really. So the most important thing for me anyway is I feel absolutely amazing. I really do feel great. I've never felt so good in myself from a mindset point of view. Physically I feel great, training's going great, I'm loving all of that. Work's great, my mental clarity, my focus, and just generally my sense of kind of health and well-being is fantastic, which is obviously a big part of what I wanted to achieve and want to continue to achieve. As I kind of expressed, competitive bodybuilding, I absolutely loved that journey. That was a massive part of my life. But the extremes aren't healthy, and that's just a matter of fact. So to kind of come out the other side of it and still have the love, but in a different kind of way, and kind of structuring my life slightly differently and feeling as good as I am is massively positive. And it's interesting because obviously like a few people lately have asked like how am I feeling, I've got plans to step on stage, do I miss it, etc. Because a lot of people I know when they walk away from it, they really struggle, with everything and kind of direction and focus. And a big thing for me that has massively helped is, first of all, I've maintained my routine from being a bodybuilder. I'm still getting up at the same time every day. I'm still doing cardio. I've still structured, my work blocks. I'm still having consistent meals. I'm still training consistently. But all of that in a way that, I'm doing it because I want to, not because I feel I have to achieve anything. It is very much a kind of self-regulated, emotional, motivation, I suppose. So I'm finding it quite easy. The structure for me, like I said, I wanted to quit bodybuilding, competing, before I fell out of love with it, before I came across any injuries, any health implications, so that I can continue to live the lifestyle just with less pressure on me. So while I haven't got any tangible goals, like I would, if I were competing an off-season, a prep, a competition, one way I've found very useful to keep myself engaged and to keep myself pushing forwards, because I like, this isn't a phase of my life where I want to take my foot off the accelerator and just kind of turn into a lazy, unambitious slob. I still want to have ambition. I still want to see progress in all aspects of life. And a big thing that I've been focusing on is doing things with a real sense of pride, and that kind of covers everything that I do in my life right now. Like, I want to go to bed every day feeling proud of the work that I've put in with my clients, with my training, with my nutrition, with my cardio. I want to be proud of the man I am for a vet. I want to be proud of the son I am for my parents. I want to be proud of the coach I am for my clients. It can come across maybe like talking so much about pride. I know sometimes in the UK we're a little bit kind of self-deprecating, that it could sound arrogant, but anyone who knows me knows that is the last thing that I am. And for me, just maintaining that sense of pride gives me, if I'm proud of something, then I've worked hard for it, and that means something. So yeah, moving forwards, and over the last 6 months, that has very much been a focal point, and something that I've spent more time thinking about, and it really has resonated and sort of developed into something that I'm constantly striving for in all aspects, and I don't think that's an unhealthy thing at all. So that sort of wraps up the emotional side of things and the psychological side of things. Going a little bit over into kind of the stats and kind of exactly where I am with regards to routine, body weight, etc. So as of this morning, I was 308 pounds. I am now averaging 308, so I'm now comfortably sub 310. As a reference point, I competed my last competition on stage at 305. Obviously that was fully blown, depleted. I was about 290. I was holding 8 weeks post show around 315. So I've slowly come down from that point. Anyone who knows how Christmas went knows that I put on quite a lot over there. But no, I'm back in a really, really good place there. So yeah, weight is sub 310 comfortably. And like I said, I'm feeling good for it. My current weight training, and I'll put all this here for you guys, is 4 training sessions a week. 1 push, 2 push, 1 pull, 1 legs. And then it also gives me the option of having a 5th day if I want to train with one of my friends or a client. Obviously, I've got the Pro Series going on that I'm loving, and that kind of allows the flexibility there. So, my training, I would say 80% of the time is locked in, and then the other 20% might be kind of tweaked slightly according to what I've got on that week with regards to training with other people, etc. Cardio is the big one. That's something that kind of has a lot more intensity and direction and structure behind it. So I do cardio 6 mornings a week. I don't do active cardio on a Sunday. I just go for a walk. Monday is probably my hardest cardio session, I'd say. I do 15 minutes on the bike at a good pace, followed by 4 500 meters on the rower with 60 seconds rest in between, aiming to hold a 1 minute 32 pace. Now, that might not mean much to anyone. It didn't mean much to me, a couple of months ago, but it does now. So basically working hard, and I feel that, that is hard work for me. So that's Monday. Tuesday, I do 20 minutes on the bike and then 1,000 meters on the rower. That I'm aiming to kind of progress and kind of get pretty damn good at. My current time is 3:04, which is a good time for 1,000 meters. And I want to see just kind of what I can push. It's a little mini challenge for me. On a Wednesday, I do bike sprints. So I do, I'm currently doing 11 just because I've just moved up from 10, 11 sprints. So I do 15 seconds hard, 10 seconds very hard, 5 seconds balls to the wall, 90 seconds rest. I repeat that 11 times. So really kind of good hit cardio there. Thursday, I do 15 minutes on the bike and 3 by 600 meters on the rower. With 90 seconds rest, again looking at holding a pretty tight pace on that, and I'll aim to increase the distance that I do on that over the time. And then Friday I do 20 minutes on the bike and I just do time on the rower, so 5 minutes on the rower, which for me is quite hard to stay on the rower for that long, but again I want to kind of progress that over the coming weeks and months. And then on the Saturday it's a nice easy 20k on the bike, however long that takes. So that's my cardio. Food at the minute, calories are around about 4,200 on training days, 3,500 on non-training days. If you put it through MyFitnessPal, it'll probably turn out bigger, but as a rough guide, that's kind of where I'm at. And my current drugs, which I think I covered in a fairly recent video anyway, but I'll touch upon it here again. 350 testosterone a week, 320 masteron a week, growth hormone 2.5 IU in the morning, 2.5 IU in the evening, 50 micrograms of T4 in the morning, 40 milligrams of telmisartan every day, 500 milligrams of metformin every day, and 1,000 milligrams of carnitine first thing in the morning as well. So the purpose there is I'm going to be continuing to slowly taper my anabolics down while monitoring blood work and aiming to get healthier. The growth hormone will come down, but I'll maintain that probably at 3 IU for the foreseeable rest of my life. T4 will remain in, telmisartan will remain in until my blood pressure is consistently kind of mid to low, which might never happen, so that might be a consistent. Metformin will more than likely stay in, and L-carnitine will probably decrease, but I'll keep that in because I do like what it offers. So yeah, that wraps up where I'm currently at with things. Where do I go from here? What do I want to kind of achieve over the next 6 months? I want to keep getting leaner. I want to keep feeling good in myself. I want to get stronger in the gym. I've got some kind of mini targets with regards to weight there. Nothing spectacular. I've never been a particularly strong bodybuilder, but there are a few movements that I've recently sort of reintroduced. Simple things, dumbbell pressing on chest, for example, my stiff leg deadlifts and my recently added Zercher squats. I would like to get my rowing, my 1,000 meter row time to sub 3 minutes if I can. And this might be a slightly more longer term goal, I would like to learn to run again. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing a high rocks anytime soon, but I like the idea of being able to run, and I would like to be able to accomplish that at some point, maybe in the next 12 to 18 months. So that pretty much wraps everything up. Long story short, I feel great. I'm not missing competing at all. You know, I have no regrets. I have no, you know, aims to get back on stage. You know, the extremes that came with bodybuilding, I embraced and I enjoyed for a massive period of my career. Towards the end, they just started to weigh me down, and I'm now free of all that and feeling fantastic for it. I still love bodybuilding. I still love the sport. I still love the lifestyle. You know, the structure, the routine. It has given me everything. You know, it's put me in a position where I can work with clients that I do, and you know, I absolutely love, you know, prepping clients, and you know, I've got some guys competing coming up. I'm so excited for that. I can almost sort of vicariously live that side of things through them. I'm still following, you know, competitions, results, you know, our current UK pros, supporting them and support bodybuilding as much as I can, and I'll continue to do so because the sport, I think, is fantastic. I love it. It was just the right time for me to kind of call it a day. As I said 6 months ago, and my views on that have not changed at all. So that is my little wrap up 6 months into retirement. Maybe I'll do one at a year, let you know how I'm getting on, and look back. But thank you very much for continuing to follow the journey. I know that now I'm not competing, it might be a little less exciting, but for me, if anything, it's more exciting because I have been a competitor for the past 16 years and now I am not, and it is really cool to see how that is developing and what that looks like in the future. I'll continue to document it, and again, thank you very much for following, guys. Any questions about anything, please put them in the comments, and yeah, comments, likes, shares, they all massively help without sounding too beggy, and if you've not subscribed, please do so, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.